Hello everybody, it's Kaipachu with the Weekly Paleo Report. An astrological view as above, so below. Yes, of what is going on here on planet Earth. We know that astrology has to do with observation and correlation. Observation with the cycles of all of the different planetary cycles up above, with what is going on down here below. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. A couple of the things. This is a weekly report, but I think I'm going to have to look at a little more than just what's going on this week. The moon is in the sign of Gemini, very talkative. I'm feeling very talkative, have lots to say. Mercury is moving into Pisces today. Okay, and we know that Pisces has no boundaries, no laws, no rules, no limits. It's infinity. And Mercury is that left brain talking it away, so we can have, this could be a pretty long report. Just wanted to put that out there. And then tomorrow, the moon is going to be moving into Cancer, and she's will be square to the sun. The first quarter square. We had that new moon last week. Now we're having the first quarter square, and of course it will be building to the full moon next week. So this is a waxing moon phase square. And of course the sun is coming into this conjunction with Neptune. It's not exact until Sunday, but the moon will be squaring not only the sun, but hours later it will be squaring Neptune, trining Saturn in conjunct Pluto. Yeah. And then, through the weekend, we've got that, going on in Cancer until goes into Leo. Yeah, Sunday, Monday, depending on where you are on planet Earth, you're going to get that fiery energy starting Sunday, Monday. And like I say, there will be an opposition to Pluto on Sunday. On Monday goes into Leo and opposes Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars moving through Aquarius, coming up to conjoin with Saturn. All of them going to be squaring the moon's nodes in Taurus and Scorpio. I don't know how much I'm going to be talking about that, but just wanted to bring some of these things up. And let me look at the camera and talk more about it. Okay, where to start? I think I want to start with the end. The end. Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac and symbolizes both the infinite potential out of which everything emerges, creation, source, love, God, however you see that, define that for yourself. Out of which everything emerges. It goes through an evolutionary cycle and closes, finishes, completes, ends, returns to source, goes back into compost. So, we have now the Sun, Jupiter, Mercury, and Neptune all in the sign of Pisces. And Neptune goes around every 165 years. We are collectively closing a 165-year cycle. See how that works? Jupiter goes around every 12 years. We're closing a 12-year cycle. Sun and Mercury go around every year, so we're closing this yearly cycle. And in addition to that, there are other cycles, of course. Astrology is the study of cycles. And another one of these cycles, of course, is Pluto. And I want to thank Peter, because last week he, in the comments section, left me a link to The Changing World Order. It's a great 45-minute video that I just had to see. And it goes through history, from the Dutch to the English to the United States. And it shows This guy is not an astrologer. He's a, he's studying these cycles without the use of astrology and basically proving astrology. Basically, he's saying that there is a 250-year cycle. Pluto is a 248-year cycle, moving through the sign of Capricorn from 2008 to 2024. And if we go back, it was there in 1776. And if we go back, then we would say that it was there at the fall of the Dutch and the rise of the English. And if we go back again, it was at the fall of the previous and the rise of the Dutch. And he shows this 250-year approximately cycle, which directly corresponds to Pluto, Shiva, Kali, the force of death, resurrection, ending, and rebirth, metamorphosis of, moving through the sign of Capricorn. It spends, 8 to 24. We've got, 18 years or so. So, transforming, metamorphosing. Capricorn is the world order. It is government, law, institutions that impose, law and order and discipline. And it's external authority. If you're familiar with astrology, you know this. And so we also understand that, the United States is going through its first Pluto return. This happens back and forth and back and forth. The first one came in February. It's going to go retrograde over the summer, and then it's going to go direct again in November, December. So the whole year of 2022, midterm elections and everything else, has so much to do with a death of the old order, leading to, of course, a changing of the world order. And this is not just the United States, as that film shows. This is world. But the very interesting thing is that the US dollar was established as the world currency. And this may very well change as China rises, maybe along with Russia. These guys are rising up. And that is, if not a whole new, G7, World Economic Forum, global elitists, that is not, included or seen, or worked with in this historical film. But it's something to take into consideration and concern. So that we have another closing of this 250-year cycle. Now, so we can see that Pluto, Venus, Mars, Saturn, Mercury, the Sun, Jupiter, and Neptune are all in the final quarter. Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So, all of these cycles, is what I'm saying, are, coming to an end over the next number of years. I've talked about this in my other films. 2026 is really going to be, we're going to see more of a thing. So we're in the end game. And I'm going to put a link down here for a docu-series called The End Game. And I'm not saying that I, support these guys, or I haven't seen it. It just started yesterday. It's free for 24 hours. There's nine of them, one after the other, over the next 9 days. They're free, but then you got to pay. It's a whole series thing. Anyway, but it's an interesting. It's good to be informed. It's good to be informed these days. And I want to just, really point to, let's first look at Venus and Mars. Also closing a cycle. They only come together, it takes more than a year, for Venus, Mars to come together. Sometimes they don't even exactly join together. But they are moving together now right through the sign of Aquarius, which has to do with individuation, liberation, enlightenment, revolution, stepping out of the conventional, out of the norm, and drastically altering, our lives, our relationships, and moving towards the future, receiving aha moments, sudden insights, sudden flashes into who I am and in what I need in my future. So I really want to talk today a lot about this whole shift of identity, this whole shift of each of us coming into a more enlightened awareness of our needs, Venus, and our desires, Mars. And they're closing in on Saturn again. So this is a closure. Saturn is structure and form and commitments. So we are ending. So many people are moving through. It's like, this relationship is not a reflection of my values. It's not a reflection of my aims or desires of where I want to go in Aquarius, the future. So we have this breakdown happening, this shift happening, that is then going to lead to new forms, new structures. And of course, Aquarius has to do with groups. It has to do with the collective consciousness, associations, corporations, United Nations, however you want to look at it. But it starts with community. It starts with people that are gathering together. It was really great. Last night I went to a birthday party and we sat out in the woods in a circle on the grass around a fire like people have done for thousands and thousands of years. It was so beautiful. And this time of Pisces, let's look at it. Aquarius is the collective consciousness. Pisces is the collective unconsciousness. 12th house, Neptune, Pisces is the under unconscious. Okay? It's not even so personal. It is just like, but we are, each one of us, connected to this collective unconscious. And it has to do with psychosis, neurosis, wetico, yeah? All types of what is lying beneath. Propaganda, lies, deception, illusions, but also dreams, fantasies, potentialities, holding for that new future, which is what leads me to the mantra for today, right? This mantra for today is a woman giving birth, right? So this Pisces is, we are a collective, we are humanity, we are birthing a new world order, we are birthing a new concept and understanding of what it means to be human, of how to be human. And of course that starts with ourselves. And that's really what I wanted to talk about, is just this whole understanding of what we can control, what we can't control, what we can change, what we cannot change, how we can prepare for this change in the world order, this descent of one world power and the rise of another global power. And this all begins where? It begins at home. Last week I talked about, in the mantra, was that I am a spark to light the flame. So this Venus, Mars, Saturn moving through Aquarius, this deep new understanding of our individuality, of our individual essence, that's the foundation. We can, if there's one thing you can control, it is your mind and your thoughts. And it becomes very necessary for us to discipline our mind and even silence the mind through meditation. Controlling these thoughts, letting go of some thoughts, and nourishing, watering, feeding other thoughts. Yeah? So it starts with this Pisces, this spiritual alignment and attunement with what I call divine intelligence. It's even life. It's life. Yeah? And then from that seed of myself, I begin with my intimate partnership, my intimate relationships, my close knit. Yes? That powerful, we have the south node of the moon in Scorpio, this union. and really reflecting and understanding and working with these, this intimate, most intimate connecting with people. From there, it comes out to family. From there, it's like, is my family safe? Is my family prepared? Is my family awake and aware and ready for whatever comes? I'm going to be looking for a thumbnail because, there's, I was even going to read this the thing of Revelation, right? In the book of Revelation, not just in the book of Revelation, but in mythology, different mythology from all over the world, there is so often the picture of a dragon, yes, or a beast sitting by the mother that is about to give birth, and the beast wants to devour the child. It's almost like, yes, Gaia, or the feminine, giving birth to a new world order, giving birth to a new life, giving birth to a new presence, yes, a new extension of source, and wanting the dragon of the past, yes, the dragon of desire or whatever, wants to devour this. And it is interesting that, I could go on with this, because I'm all into mythology, but the dragon sweeps 1/3 of the stars out of the sky and casts them down upon the earth. And so it's just like, okay, I hope that's not 1/3 of the world population, but it's a pretty big, it's a big shift. But the cool thing is, at least in the book of Revelation, right, the baby is born and swept up into the heavens. Yeah, saved from the dragon. So it's a happy ending. That's a really great thing about that particular story. But there is always, okay, when we want to give birth, when we want to change, when we want to initiate a new phase of life, we have to face our fears, and we have to face our dragons, and we have to face our demons. We have to face everything that is holding us back. And of course, this begins a lot with just, unconditional self-love, that ability, okay, to love ourselves. I've got some friends here swimming. That's part of living in community. Lots of people around. Trying to focus, trying to stay concentrated. Where was I? Gemini is like all over the place. I got the moon in Gemini. Anyway, so there is this, just this sense, okay, of this preparedness. And there's another thing that I want to bring forward, and I'm putting 3 links below. One is to that historical video. The second link is, to this whole changing of the world order. And the third is to creating a parallel society versus totalitarianism. Another great little video, and it's a little shorter one, but it talks about these, creating communities, self-sustaining, self-sufficient communities outside of the bigger, larger world order. So part of this being prepared is not only preparing your own inner psyche, coming together, okay, with, powerful others, powerful partnerships, and creating powerful families, but then creating, outside of that is community, a community garden, okay, community supplies, sharing resources, whether it's washers or dryers or water or, electric generator, it's like community, together as communities, we can be more easily self-sufficient and less affected by these, what I call insane global powers, man. It's really crazy out there, right? So the interesting part about this mantra today, let me, read the mantra, right? Like a mother with child preparing for birth, I don't know what will happen next. So I hold sacred space and do all I can, and let Spirit take care of the rest. The song for this week is Let It Be, Let It Be. Mother Mary comes to me and says, let it be. But a very important part of this mantra, we know that Pisces is more of a passive, accepting, allowing, surrendering energy. Yet at the same time, this full moon approaching is going to be in Virgo, which is work, effort, discrimination, health and healing, and getting our shit together. So what's, a powerful part of this mantra is, and do all I can. We create sacred space. We grow our food. We make a garden, even if it's on the top of an apartment building. But of course, I suggest, and I've always suggested, to get out of the city, to get away from 5G, okay, to put your, finances in order. That's a whole nother film on how to do that. But anyway, definitely don't feed the dragon. Don't feed the beast. Get your money out of the big banks. Okay, stop using Amazon. Try to get away as much as possible, from the claws of the dragon, of the big beast, right? And separate, and make our own little subcultures, our own little, supply chains. Make your own supply chain, right? So, there's even the Web3 that's, coming out. I have a node on the Web3, so we can move away from, the centralized internet that exists right now. That's Web2. So there are things happening. Uranus moving through Taurus. The North Node moving through Taurus is a movement towards simplicity. It's a movement towards self-sufficiency. It's a movement towards, simple survival techniques. So we want to just, focus our energy on this preparedness and do all that we can and let the rest go. Sleep easy. Knowing that you've got, a stash of food or a good garden or backup electricity or, whatever it is called for, it's like whoosh. And then we can relax and we can sing and we can dance and we can gather around the fire and we can envision. It's very hard to be creative when you're under pressure. So we want to take steps now to release that pressure. And that comes through preparedness. And of course, a spiritual attunement, faith, hope, love, and trust. These all contribute, right, to that peace of mind. And then that peace of mind is fertile soil for imaginative, innovative new ideas. So freaking go for it. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to get tough out there. There's going to be, we're going to see some things and hear some things, and some of it will be true. Most of it is going to be propaganda and fear-mongering lies and stuff going on. But, inflation is inflation. Prices going up and, things going nuts, is a definite reality. And you don't have to read about it. You can see it when you go to the store. So, yeah. Try not to go to the store so much and go out to the garden. Okay, so like a mother with child preparing for birth, I don't know what will happen next. So I hold sacred space and do all I can, and let Spirit take care of the rest. May you have a peaceful, productive, preparatory week. And I look forward to connecting with you again sometime, somewhere. I want to be coming over to Europe all summer and making circles of people in real time, in real life. So if you're over there in Europe, maybe I'll come visit you or something. Namaste. Aloha. So much love.